Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you. XRP's out for a jog, ladies and gentlemen. Where will it go? Will it hit the dollar mark? Will we break out? Will it pull back? We don't know. But we got Stuart Eldredge. We got Gary Gensler testifying. You want that and so much more? $40 XRP? We got it right here. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, we are sitting at $1.25 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is up 1.18% in the last 24 hours of making this video here. Bitcoin, 29,900 plus, 1,800 plus for Ethereum. Tether market cap is 83.8 billion. At the number 4 spot, up from number 6, is 82 cent XRP right now. We're up 8.4%. 8.4, are you kidding me? And 8.40%. And then we see 76.56% on the 7-day. Who's upset about it? Not this guy. Come on in, XRP. Show the world what you're working with. That's what I'm talking about right there. Show me what you're working with. Remember, you can see all of this right now at XRPL HQ. It is a central hub for the XRP Ledger ecosystem. And before we get out of here today, we're going to take a look at this little XRP calculator. I think you're going to like what we do with it today. Let's get started. First, let you know, CEO Jason Cousins is not messing around. He wanted to celebrate to every XRP family member, community member, XRP Victory, and here at Glint, they can't wait to start working on the crypto bridge. Imagine a seamless bridge between XRP and gold with Glint Pay. Freedom, Ripple, XRP, and Glint, baby. That's what we're talking about. Click the link underneath the video and get your Glint Pay set up right now. This is Joe Endoso from Link2, sitting down with Thinking Crypto right here, and listen to what he tells you is coming. Tokenize Private Equity with XRP, is it? There's all kinds of stuff headed our way, ladies and gentlemen, because XRP is the only digital asset in the United States of America with legal clarity. Write it down. That's the truth right there. Take a listen here.
Yeah, actually, I was just on a call right before this interview, Tony, with the head of our Ledger engineering team, right? And he and his guys are working right now on a proof of concept. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up a completely separate SPV that is firewalled from the rest of our SPVs in our main database. We're going to put assets into it. We're then going to tokenize those assets. Then we're going to have that SPV custodied at PolySign. So we have an independent third-party custodian.
Right.
And then we're going to face a bunch of non-US or foreign broker-dealers who are custodied either at PolySign or other digital asset custodians who are also qualified. And then we're going to sell those tokenized Link2 SPV assets for XRP.
Wow.
We're going to get paid in XRP for those tokenized assets. So we're going to do that test in the coming months, and that trade is going to clear and settle on PolySign's Atomic Net blockchain, which is it's still in test net phase, but we'll do it on the test net.
How about that right there? Shout out to Joe and Link2 on that one. You're talking about a new product being offered by Link2. Pay for it in XRP. This is remarkable. And I tell you again, these are the kind of things we want to start paying attention to. XRP is not a security. Head on a swivel, ladies and gentlemen. I think you're going to see things like this popping up on the regular for use case and application of XRP. Meanwhile, Chinese police arrest 21 in a $55 million Tether money laundering case. You know I have my doubts about Tether. Just in, however, France's third largest bank, Societe Generale, obtains the country's first crypto license. If you thought crypto was going away, you might want to think again, because here, this is even more good news. This is specific right here to XRP, baby. You remember Liechtenstein, right? Great to see LCX is highly regulated exchange in Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein has clear regulatory framework for crypto. LCX partnered with Quant a while back with focus on CBDC settlement. Are you ready? XRP token getting listed today, ladies and gentlemen. That is today. So very, very excited to see XRP go back on yet another exchange. And let me tell you something. Hats off to Representative Richie Torres right here. Boy, did he lay it down. He is now calling Judge Torres's decision and ruling in the SEC versus Ripple case the Torres Doctrine. God, I love this guy. I tell you, I wish I was in New York so I could vote for him every year. Looky here.
Well, it has multiple meanings, but here's one. A regulator like the SEC, which has immense power, should strive to be merit neutral, right? The proper role of a regulator is not to decide the merits of blockchain technology. That judgment should be left to the market. The role of a regulator should be to protect investors and consumers. And in my opinion, what we've seen from Mr. Gensler is not regulation, it's the weaponization of the SEC against the crypto industry, which he considers useless and which he politically disfavors. And that, to me, is an abuse of power. That's a politicizing of the SEC, and the failure to create a workable registration process for crypto companies that are striving to be compliant. Again, that to me is an example of politicizing the agency.
And I don't think you could say it any better than Representative Richie Torres just said it right there. It is the weaponization of the SEC against the crypto industry. And you have to wonder, is he doing the bidding for the central monopolists that he talked so clearly about when he was a professor at MIT, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, it's a yes at my house. And right here is the one and only Jeremy Hogan, Attorney Hogan from Legal Briefs. Right here, he sits down and he talks to Darren Moore. And I want you to hear what he says about the case. Take a listen.
But what the judge says here is that you have to analyze every sale in and of itself as far as XRP, the digital asset. And that's as far as this ruling goes. So it's very clear as to XRP. It's not so clear as to any other digital asset.
And there you have it right there. It's not so clear for any other digital asset. And if we think about that in the position that the case is in right now, there's a lot of speculation about there being a post-judgment settlement that would allow Ripple to attain a waiver for the early sales that have been knocked for being unregistered securities and get a no action letter in going forward with commercial use of ODL here in the United States. We have to wait and see what will happen. But the reality is if that settlement happens post-judgment here, it really will be clear that there is no clarity for other digital assets other than XRP, and that it will look clearly like everybody else in the crypto industry is going to have to run the 2+ year Ripple gauntlet the way we've had to do. Meanwhile, we see right here Stuart Eldredge, shout out to Chief Legal Counsel for Ripple here. He's throwing one across the bow. He continues to show the really lopsided approach here from the SEC and Mr. Gensler here. He says it's outrageous that in today's Senate hearing, and we're going to have a clip for you here in a second, Mr. Gensler again misstates the law on the Howey test, suggesting that tokens standing alone are investment contracts. Is the SEC really going to continue to be allowed to peddle these falsehoods? I say old Gary Goldman Gensler doesn't respect Judge Torres's decision. If you remember, he called it an opinion, when in fact it is a ruling that became a matter of law. Congress needs to act immediately, as Representative Richie Torres said, to stop this political appointee from driving U.S. innovation outside of the country. Here is a clip, and I'm not going to play all 6 minutes so you can breathe a sigh of relief, because it's really 6 minutes of Gary Gensler not answering the question put forth to him by Senator Kennedy. Take a listen.
Come back and go get an injunction. Shut them down until they can answer some very basic, fundamental questions. Like, for example, were they commingling funds?
Yes.
Why didn't we do that? Why didn't you do that? That's what we pay you folks to do.
You sure do. He should be fired.
Again,
I get all the Wells letter and all that. We've got tens of thousands of people that lost a lot of money.
We sure do, and it goes on and on and on, and Gary Gensler never answers the question of why didn't you stop FTX from commingling funds. He refuses to answer the question. And to be perfectly honest, the other question that really should have been asked is not only why did he not catch them in their commingling funds, because the due diligence wasn't properly done on FTX, and maybe, just maybe, that was because FTX was the second largest Democratic donor, and Gary Gensler is a political appointee to the Democratic Party. So who knows? But it could be asked, and it's a reasonable question to ask. But the bigger question is, not only why did you miss that commingling of funds, but why did you award them a special purpose broker-dealer's license on top of not doing your job to begin with? That is call for immediate dismissal. Eleanor Terrett shares right here. Shout out to her here. There's today, and this was yesterday, Senator Gillibrand Loomis, Senator Warren, and Roger Marshall introduced an amended version of FY24 NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, that would help prevent the use of crypto assets for illicit purposes. The amendment would require SEC, CFTC, and U.S. Treasury to set examination standards for financial institutions engaged in crypto to prevent money laundering and sanctions evasion. It would also require FinCEN to give recommendations to Congress regarding crypto mixers. The NDAA is a must-pass bill, and the amendment will have to be voted on in order to be added. So we'll watch out for that and bring that back to you. And this right here is a reminder that today's the day, ladies and gentlemen. Chad Steingraber has been counting it down. And just for clarity, I think I've been pretty clear on this. I am excited about FedNow launching. I have said every time that I talk about it on my channel that I don't expect XRP's price to skyrocket, but I do believe it is vital to XRP's use case. I believe FedNow is a domestic payment rail, which it is, and it is to organize that domestic liquidity. Otherwise, you can't call on it to use and integrate and complement the financial system with a bridge currency like XRP unless you're able to organize that domestic liquidity, and not just in the United States, but with the RTP, the RTGS, right? The CHIPS system, all of it, everything. BRICS coalition, all of these fractionalized payment zones have to organize their domestic liquidity in their region on these new payment rails, so there can be the use of these crypto assets to get the efficiency, scalability, and protection going into the future. Our payment system and wire system around the world is absolutely vulnerable to attacks and antiquated. That's what we're talking about here, and I'm extremely excited about it. Chad reminds all of us right here, and shout out to him, give him a follow. The Federal Reserve could launch its FedNow real-time payment system service as early as tomorrow, which is today on the 20th, ladies and gentlemen. The Fed earlier said FedNow would emerge this month, but has not announced a specific date. Bankers and other participants are under non-disclosure agreements regarding the launch and are unable to speak on the record about it. But sources have reached out and indicate that the launch is likely very soon. It's imminent. But the Fed is trying to orchestrate all various PR outputs to ensure consistent information. We'll bring you more as it unfolds. Tomorrow, or later today should be even more evidence of whether we've seen that happen. Remember, what we do know is it's supposed to be a phase-in operation, as we've talked about here multiple times on the channel. Start with like 50 institutions and then scale a few months from now to many more. So we'll see and keep you up to date on that. Meanwhile, I want you to take a look at this. Crypto Bull shows here XRP could reach $40 by September. It shows on the chart here, if we follow the same monthly percentage increase price, we'll hit $1.70 this month, $6 in August, and around $40 in September. Now, what I like about this chart is this. If we look at the increments that we see here, 270, 240, 560. If we're talking about this over time, this month, $1.70. So we know XRP's been out for a jog, showing bullish signal. We get above that 80, 85 cent range. That $1.70 may happen this month. And then we can kind of keep an eye on August. If we hit that $6 range in August, I think we should be paying very close attention to what September can do, whether it be $40 or not. So I want to shout out to Crypto Bull. He's been here a long time in this space, and he does a fantastic job. And he's one of the few people that has remained extremely enthusiastic and bullish about this space. Now, what I want to do is go back to this for one quick second here. It's this article right here. Projections suggest that over 4,000 U.S. commercial banks controlling $23.7 trillion in combined assets may leverage Ripple's on-demand liquidity for efficient money transfers. Okay, well, let's take 23 trillion and let's go back and show you the power of the XRP LHQ. And by the way, shout out to Eric here, who told us there is a fake site that's called XRP IHQ. Be very careful what you click on. The original authentic site is XRPL, just like the XRP Ledger HQ. Right? So, but let's go to the XRP calculator for a second and let's put in the possibility of, but by the way, these default numbers are from Robert Mitchnick and Susan Athey, who created this calculator. But I'm going to put in here now $23 trillion. That's the only thing I'm going to change. I'm going to leave everything exactly the same the way Robert Mitchnick and Susan Athey put these numbers in. I just changed it to 23 trillion, like that article that we just looked at here. Over 4,000 U.S. commercial banks using on-demand liquidity, which is XRP. We're not guaranteed anything. We're just looking at a hypothetical to see if that adoption level takes place, and 23 trillion moving through there, what would we have? A $1,893.52 XRP with 23 trillion moving through the system. That's what we'd be looking at, ladies and gentlemen. Not financial advice from me or anyone else, but that's the reason I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere till we get there. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I believe we're going to make a dent in the universe, and I'm going to be here for it. How about you? Make sure you click the link. Check all the things underneath the video. There's great products and services I use each and every day. You may want them too, and most of them have a special for there just for you if you click on the link and see for yourself. I'll catch all of you on the next one.